false prophet if you don't have real prophets. And it's to say, so what the enemy was trying to abort at that time period. So I wanted to learn from them. And one of the things that Bob Mumford told me, and I still remember in Asheville, North Carolina, he said, and he's one of those fathers of that previous movement. He says, Leif, none of us were sons. That was the problem. And that captured my heart on a very special level. So with Papa Jack, for the first 5 years, we, to some degree, was trying to learn the father-son relationship. And to some degree, it was more a mentoring, fathering in that sense, more than a organic relationship. I think that for me personally, it was not before the year 2005 where all of my ships got shipwrecked. That's including my apostleship and my leadership, my stewardship, my friendship. And the only ship that survived was Sonship.
Wow.
And that was a tiny, tiny little boat in this big storm that was going on in my ocean, my life. So with this tiny little boat, I came out there with a son. So God actually, was His grace at that season, gave me a spiritual son that became, and I had sons, and I was also son of Papa Jack for 5 years. But he was the Filipino who you have met, Paul Yano. He became such a son to me that taught me to be a son to Papa Jack. That taught him to fathering me, that taught me to fathering him. And then from there now we have a movement in 22 nations.
Jesus,
of the whole generational blessings that is flowing. So a couple of practical things I would say is, if you're going in and saying, okay, who is going to be my spiritual father? It's going to lead to disappointments. Instead of, who can I be a son to or a daughter to?
That's good. So good.
And that would be one of my biggest keys, because automatically, if I'm putting on Papa Jack what he's going to do for me, and he doesn't live up to it, it ends up disappointment. And that could be in any of these relationships. So for me, it's more that when I started to just being a son to Papa Jack, that there was no hook to it. I don't expect him to father me. I didn't need it before. I'm not a child. But it ended up was a covenantal relationship with us that is organic. It is flowing. We are best friends, even if he's 84 years old. And we're living this life together. So in the last 12 years, that has become learning to be organic in regard to the relationship. Leaning my hearts to Papa God every morning when I wake up, but also towards my spiritual father, because that was the Bob Mumford revelation. I want to live as a son. From that sonship, I can have an apostleship, leadership, and other ships, including I just came from the voice of the apostle. And it's a little intimidating if you're all with Benny Hinn and Bill Johnson and everybody, and you're one of the main speakers, unless you're a son.
Yeah, it's good. That's so good.
Because if you're a son and you have an A+ before you take the exam,
that's good.
Then you live from pleasure instead of pressure.
That's good.
And you don't compete with others, then they are my brothers. So even if they are fathers and different, the reason I was asked to speak there is because I'm an apostolic father. That's why this is the voice of the apostle. But I always position myself as a son. I find the sonship always becomes the resting place for the dove, the Holy Spirit. So if you don't find rest or find restlessness, just get back into the sonship. Let that ship be for any other ship.
That's so good.
And there's no longer pressure but pleasure. And the dove will rest there. And when you become in your resting place, in your identity, then you're also becoming the resting place for the dove, for the Holy Spirit. Not just to visit, but to stay.
It's good.
So good.
That's so good.
Okay, I'm done.